guys that didn't play real well, but they played well. Then when we got that lead to 7 in the second half, and Henry blocks that shot, gets the rebound, falls out of bounds, throws it to them. They hit a three, turns it over. We had about a 2-minute stretch there where it went from 7 up and a block shot, or 8 up, and we're gonna maybe start pulling away to they went up 1. And give them a lot of credit. I mean, they did a good job. They played hard. We had some guys that really struggled. Kenny really struggled. And he's been playing so good, I think it was those 40-minute games. And I just got to live with it right now, but I was disappointed in a few guys because there were things we really went over in the report. So maybe mentally we showed a little crack for the first time in a while. We just weren't quite on top of scouting reports, who goes right, what happens. Maybe it was the short turnaround time. Maybe it was poor coaching. But we all got to do a better job, and that's what I'm going to vow to do.
How much did they take you out of your comfort zone today?
They did. We didn't run, and we didn't run. We ran early. Then we had Connor, Gabe in there. It was just different. We didn't run real well, and then Cash, then got a little frustrated because he had to handle the ball a little bit more. We just didn't do a very good job, and we as coaches didn't think I didn't do a very good job first half. Second half, we started opening the court up a little bit more, running some more things. We started defending. We started rebounding, which I think we're a plus 15 or something second half. They sagged off some guys. They did some things, especially when I put some of the more subs in there. And then Nick actually played pretty well, but then defensively they're just so small with a shooting center, 13, and that hurt us a little bit. We couldn't get him back in, but he made 6 free throws, got 5 rebounds, and I think that's over now because now the teams we play are huge, and that'll change us a little bit too because Kenny can't play the number of minutes he's playing, and I think he didn't play well. I don't blame him for it. The poor substitution pattern over the Chicago weekend and this, I think it hurt him.
Your guys talked about just a level of relief a little bit right now, and there's a different sort of pressure in this maybe than there is because it's one and done sort of. Do you feel them playing with any sense of pressure?
No, in fact, I didn't think so at all. I mean, if you're feeling the pressure and you jog back on defense like we did, that's weird pressure. No, I don't think so at all. We have enough guys that have been around now. When we put Gabe in, we had some lineups in there that haven't played in these kind of games. But Aaron Henry's got to learn. He's got to grow up a little bit and learn that my bad days. When you're a freshman that started a lot, they can happen, but you're not usually advancing. So he grew up a little bit tonight. And the cool thing is, we went back to him. And he responded, and that's, again, the resiliency, the way these teams respond, the challenges, halftime rebounding was a big deal, defense. But, I'll look at it later and say it was a hell of an effort by a team that really had zero rest because of that turnaround. And if someone doesn't like that as an excuse, too bad.
How much of a learning experience was this for Aaron today?
Oh, I'm sure it was major. You should ask him. He's got to. But you can't be a freshman at this time of year. You got to become a sophomore. And the only thing that bothers me is when guys make mistakes. That's fine. If they're effort-related mistakes, they're going to be held accountable. And that was all.
How concerned are you, Tom, about the slow starts? And really, other than talking about it, there's nothing this late in the season you can do about it.
You say that, Hondo. We started out pretty good against Michigan. First 8 minutes, we played damn good. We can find a lot of things, but if we can keep starting slow and finishing strong, fast, I'll take that every day of the week compared to starting fast and finishing slow. But we're trying to work Nick back in. We've got some guys now that we have to play. I mean, I'm sure the average Joe out on the street thought, well, Kyle Ahrens, he scores 4 or 5 points a game, and he's not that valuable, and it's okay. You can do without him. People are just insane.
Hey, Tom, you probably had to win this game with effort-related things like you talk about. How hard was it to challenge them to get effort-related things when you knew that their gas tank was kind of flickering a little bit and you only had 5 or 6 guys to play in the second half? You know what I'm talking about? You had to go effort related.
Yeah, we did. I mean, you got to rebound better. You got to defend a little better. Defend the three. They shot 66 the first half, 20-some the second. But
you had to go to effort related stuff, didn't you?
it was effort related, and like I tell them all the time, you pass out before you die, so don't worry about it. Give me everything you got. Some guys struggle to do that, and some guys, like Kenny, for example, he knows he's got to do more of that, but you can't play the number of minutes he played in the 3 games in a row and then do what we did. So I am proud of my team coming off what we did emotionally and physically, bouncing back like we did, getting challenged like we did, and answering the bell at the end. There's a lot of positives to that. Might find them when I watch the film, but I didn't find them looking at the
Tom, calm, cool Cassius said when you and Henry were going at it, he sort of stepped in and said, "I got this," and let me. Did he sort of say
guys,
something?
I got to tell you something. I'm going to start lying to you all. What is wrong with challenging a kid that made some mistakes?
I'm not saying that.
No, you are saying that. And you know what? If you'd be the same people. And Bob, I love you, but you're the same people that if you didn't hold kids accountable, they'd be the inmates that are running the asylum. So Aaron Henry, trust me, did some things that you can't do as a starter on a top 5 team at the end of your freshman year, and they were effort related. And so he's going to get challenged. And Cassius was great. Now I challenged Cassius in a 2-minute stretch too, because he reached behind a guy, he gave up a 3, casually went with the ball. I mean, that is my job. So I don't know why everybody gets all burnt out of
That's what
shape.
I was talking about Cassius showing leadership.
He did great. He did great. Cassius is my man. He did great.
So what did you say to him as he came up? You shook his hand as he was coming up. I'm just wondering what that conversation and exchange.
I said, you can't have those 1 or 2 minutes. I said, I know I've ridden you like Seattle Slew, but I'm gonna ride you some more because you were good enough to get that done. And but I thought Cassius Winston, and so to not be upset, I got asked the same crap in there. Okay,
okay.
So this is just an ongoing thing that you guys like to have fun with me on, but I thought Cassius Winston did the best job of leading from when we walked in this building that he's done in his career. And you know why that happens?
Because you've gotten on him in the past?
Because you stay on the task day after day after day after day. And you know what? I'm so damn proud of that kid because he did say stuff in the huddle. He did say stuff in the court. When he didn't do his job those 2 minutes, I mean, I'm picking on him for 2 minutes. But you know what? The lead went from 8 to -1 or 7 to -1. And that frustrates me because I could do it like everybody else. I could close my little huddle, close my praxis, and then say what I want to say. That's not who I am. And my players know that. Cassius knows that. He don't have a problem with it. It's and I don't mean to jump on you like that, but
No, I'm just...
man, I'll tell you what, I just like to know how you treat your kids if they didn't do what they're supposed to do. Oh, Johnny, that's okay, Johnny. Go rob that bank, huh, Johnny?
Well, that reality, though, is that Aaron, you need more out of Aaron right now with Kyle out. I mean, you have to ride him, right? Maybe not ride, but let him know.
If it's effort-related things. If it's effort-related things. Now, the other side of that coin, there must be a lot of talks between the head coach and the player over a lot of time. Because we turned right around and went to him in the post, and he responded. So maybe you should look a little deeper into what does it take, And I'm jumping on you guys because I'm not real happy that we were put in a tough situation, and we've answered the bell so far. We got to get by Saturday. If we get by Saturday, then it gets normal again.
That tough situation, where did it show itself the most today? Was it some guys not shooting as well as they normally would? In what ways did it show itself?
Played, I think he averaged 38 minutes a game in 3 games in a row over there. That was one. Cassius, and McQuaid. But Cassius and McQuaid were my horses today. X came back and did some things, but Cassius and McQuaid, locker room, walk-through rooms, huddles, those 2 guys were champions.
Was today the first time Kenny maybe looked a couple times a little unsure of himself. A couple of those shots. Haven't seen that much from him this year.
Are you being critical? I just want to know if I should.
Kenny?
No, Kenny was awesome. A shame on you, man. I'm being a jerk, I know. But you got it. You got it. You know, so if you could see it from your side, I probably could see it from my side.
Yeah, but people don't care what I say. They want to hear what you say.
No, but they care what I say as long as it's negative.
Matt McQuaid hit that three, it was a really big three, about 2 minutes to go, and obviously.
Yeah, that was Fife. Fife had a great call on that. They were sagging so far off Henry. We used him as a screener, and we told Matt, you catch it, shoot it. And then that's why the next time we knew they would switch out, and that's when we posted him. So, you know, we ham and egg got a few good plays in there. Matt made a few, but they did a good job. You know, we couldn't get it inside. They were sagging off. They were sagging off some guys, and when Gabe went in there, when Connor went in there, you know, those guys haven't played a lot of minutes in the last 2 months, and so I'm proud of what we did. I'm just disappointed that I thought we gave up some things that we shouldn't have given up.
So who was the next guy after? Who was the next guy after Connor?
Who's the next
Who was
guy
the next
after
guy?
Connor?
Since all those guys had 2 fouls and 2 guys weren't walking for the 2, and then
Let me think here.
Is it Matt?
It was going to be, it's either going to be Jack or, yeah, it was going to be Jack, I guess. But it was, you know, guys, it is funny, but it is sad. And it's, you know, I look at with you know, I said to somebody this morning when I was looking over our stats, I said, you know, between Josh and Arnie, that's 50 minutes out of the wing positions. 50 minutes, 18, 8, 30, you know, and that's not easy, you know, but if I give in to them, it's not going to work. So my job is to grind it, and I'm going to keep grinding it, but we're going to get some things straightened out on scouting report things. You know, number 23 goes right every time. And, you know, sometimes, maybe that was the mental fatigue, in fairness. It might have been the mental fatigue, but...
So does that help to have a team like Minnesota that you've already played next?
Well, they're a completely different team than the one we played. I mean, McBriar and Coffey are like 10 times different players. But they are real big, and they're more of a traditional team. Is that going to help us? I don't know. You know, I got to get Nick back. I got to get him in there more, and yet I think the coverages will be a little easier. So I think we can. That'll be a big thing for us, maybe, because I'm playing Kenny too many minutes too. You know, so we'll try to do that. But go ahead. I got time for a couple more.
How concerned?
I can give it, so I can take you guys.
How concerned were you entering the day with this team carrying a burden of the last 3 years, feeling like responsible for changing that script, things like that?
You know, I thought about that, but as I said, I listen to people on the TV talk about the 3 outs, and I listen to them say, you know, how poorly we played against Middle Tennessee. You know, that means it was some idiot looking at I don't know what he was looking at, but we played damn good. I mean, we shot damn good. You know, he said we didn't shoot the ball well. And the next year, guys, we were lucky to be in it. I mean, we had all those injuries and Miles and them. I thought we did a hell of a job to get in it. Then last year, I'm not even going to talk about it. So, you know what? One thing I've learned in the last couple of years, comfortable in my own skin, I'm peaceful with what we're doing. I love this team. This team has given our 560,000 alums that here we have now, everything they got, man. I'm proud of them. I'm going to give them the same.
I just meant more like of the sense that, you know, you're already going to be tight as it is because it's the NCAA tournament, but then like those bad thoughts creep into your mind.
I didn't think they were tight. They might have been. You know, even some of my assistants said, you know, we felt good this morning, the walkthrough. We really felt good. You know, Cassius, nothing bothers Cassius. He ain't feeling anyway, you know. And McQuaid, you know, maybe Kenny did. No, maybe Kenny did because he was part of the last Final Four. I don't know. You don't have to ask him that. But I thought in general, we weren't nervous. I do think we were fatigued, okay? I really do. And I apologize for saying that, but I think there was a problem. And now we get our feet under us. You know, we had one practice. We practice Sunday, you know. Tuesday. We didn't do much. We did nothing Monday and not much on Wednesday. I mean, it was just survival. And they played good. I mean, they played good. They made shots the first half.
Tom, how do you decide what tone to take at halftime, whether it's to calm them down and sort of refocus, or is it to light into them? How do you sort of decide which way you want to go with that at halftime, light into it?
You know what? Like the huddles and all that, there was not a lot of lighting into it other than Aaron's time, but halftime it wasn't that way either, you know. I'd be surprised how many times we just hug and kiss our guys and we'll put that, you know. It's a real interesting. But you got to have a feel for your team. The only way you have a feel for your team is if you spend time with them. And nobody spends more time with them than I do. Nobody.
Where's this group rank with teams that accept that kind of coaching? It seems like they do a good job of
I just think you guys think it's a lot worse than it is. You should ask them. Go ask them. Hey, how can I have more open policy than go ask them? You know.
Well, they said they're fine with it. They did.
Yeah, because it's not. You see one little part of something. I don't have time to negotiate in a 40-minute game in a 30-second timeout. There's not a lot of negotiating, you know, and that's all. It's
talk all year how they've responded. And I think that
they have responded to challenges,
Yeah.
and they've responded great to challenges, and they did it again today. And I think Cassius and Matt have a lot to do with that. They were like, Matt is on a mission and he doesn't want to lose.
Whatever it was, 25 for 26 from the line, considering.
There we go. Yeah. You know what? Before we took the court today, I threatened them, if anybody misses a free throw, you're dead. You know.
So Kenny's dead.
So once again, maybe. You want the truth? No, that was really impressive. You know, we made a lot of free throws, and we made one after another, and for Cash to do it, but X to do it. Nick did a hell of a job at the free throw line, you know, and I was proud of him for that. So, you know, we're shooting almost 80-some%, and that's won us some games, and that's what you got to do. All right, guys. Thanks, guys.